Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Helena Dahlbo and I come from the Finnish Environment Institute, Syke, and I will start this session by telling you about the more general work we are doing in Syke on the pharmaceutical packagings, and then Petteri will continue with a specific case study on the recyclability of blisters. First, about circular economy. As we know, one of the primary targets of circular economy is to reduce the use of natural resources, and this can be achieved in many ways. And here on the left-hand side, we have a list of R words that have been identified as methods with which we can identify in or work in several phases of the product's life cycle, which we can see in the middle of the slide. And these different elements for thinking about improving or the potentials of adding circular economy or circularity elements into the life cycle of, for example, packaging can be different in different phases of the life cycle. Our starting points for this packaging research can be, well, we can take two starting points. First, we have the EU strategy, which outlines that all packages should be reusable or recyclable by the year 2030. And there we need to now consider how to reach this goal with the pharmaceutical packaging, and whether there are any obstacles on the way, and who are the main operators in this field who should be doing the development. Then we have the waste hierarchy coming from the EU Waste Directive and also the Finnish Waste Act, which sets the prevention of waste as the first priority. So we need to think whether we have potential for preventing packaging waste within the pharmaceuticals packaging value chain. And in order to find and study the possibilities of a systemic change for promoting circular economy within the pharmaceutical packaging, we wanted to apply a value chain approach to the study. Not just to look at one operator's possibility, but look at all the stakeholders and operators that are involved in the value chain of pharmaceutical packagings. And also this kind of need for a dialogue between the different value chain operators, different stakeholders, was raised in project discussions which we had with the different operators during the Sudden project. So on the basis of this, we arranged a roundtable discussion in January this year for the value chain operators, and around 30 representatives from these operators participated. We discussed the issues of challenges in promoting circular economy within the packaging value chain, and the possibilities of developing materials and decreasing the volumes of material or packaging use, and then also the need for policy instruments to get this development going. In this slide, we have identified the operators within the pharmaceutical packaging value chain. As you see from here, there are several phases where packaging is added or changed. That's marked with the light blue circles in the flows. And also there are several points where packaging waste is generated. So there is a need for input from very many operators and stakeholders if we want to get this whole packaging value chain more circular. And we were able to get participants from most of these operators. And on top of this, we had also participants from the authorities in our roundtable discussions. And we discussed these issues in 4 discussion groups. And here are some observations that were shared with most of the groups. First, some observations on the reduction possibilities. All the groups identified that the proper use of pharmaceuticals is a key issue, not only from the point of view of reducing pharmaceutical waste, but also from the point of view of reducing packaging waste. And here we need awareness campaigns for consumers in order to involve consumers in this important task. And one point that came up also in most of the groups was that we should enable the wider use of large-sized packaging. Currently, the dose distribution operators can use dose distribution sized packagings in their operations, but there is the variety of those packagings are restricted, not available for all medicines, and also not all the operators are allowed to use these larger packaging sizes, although like hospital pharmacies also treat a lot big volumes of pharmaceuticals. And it was also acknowledged that in some other Nordic countries, they have the possibility to purchase pharmaceuticals from abroad and get the larger packaging sizes that way. But that is not possible in Finland, and this would need marketing authorization from the authorities for these larger packaging sizes in order to be able to do this in the dose distribution. So this would enable to reduce packaging waste production. About recycling possibilities, the group saw that the electronic packaging specification could compensate the current paper package leaflets, and this could reduce the need for secondary packaging and also enable guidance for waste management, and this way enable the recycling of packaging wastes when it's easier to adjust the information in an electronic specification than in a paper package leaflet. Also, we identified the need of more data on environmental impacts for the operators on alternative materials or solutions available currently, and also the need for incentives for the operators to invest in environmental improvements. And a dialogue is needed between the authorities and industry for getting this development forward. We're currently working on reporting the results from those stakeholder discussions, the roundtable discussions, and the value chain analysis that we made. And we are moving forward with this.
1 minute.
Okay, we're moving forward with a study on pharmaceutical residues in primary plastic packages. And here we have focus on polyethylene plastics and their recycling possibilities, looking at 2 pharmaceuticals, paracetamol and bisoprolol, due to their different properties. And we are looking at whether there are remains of pharmaceuticals in the primary plastic packaging or within the plastic material itself, and whether these potential remains affect the recycling processes and what this then means for the recyclability of these packagings. And we will discuss these results with you in the next sudden stakeholder board meeting in the autumn. And thank you.